Blackwater founder, Erik Prince, predicts China will invade Taiwan in spring of 2024. He predicts China will attempt to invade Taiwan in spring of 2024, stating, I'd be surprised if they don't try something under the Biden administration, because for them, it has to feel like the door is wide open for them to do whatever they want to do. Prince emphasized that the weather window for a potential invasion opens around May or June, adding, if they're going to take Taiwan by force, I would predict that they're going to do something this spring. He also criticized NATO, saying Trump was right to complain about NATO not paying their share, and highlighting a need for Europe to increase its industrial base for defense supplies, warning they need to crank up that industrial base, otherwise they're going to find there's not the supply they need when they want it, when they need it. Tom, do you think China will invade Taiwan in 2024?
Well, he's talking about a weather window, and what a weather window is when, you know, the ocean down there is more calmer, so you could have ground invasions. It's easier to get your ships around. So he's saying that there's like a weather window, and if you know your history, D-Day, they had to wait for cloud cover and fog to clear, and so there's always weather windows that are in there. So he's pointing out, hey, Biden's not doing anything about it. China has a weather window here, and perhaps the rest of the world will be distracted. And he's saying this is a window where, you know, China might do something and do whatever they want to do. And I think he has a point. I think he's out there, like an outlier on this, but I think he has a point. The world is distracted. There's so many things going on. We're righteously distracted about Israel and Gaza conflict. We're righteously distracted about a complete interruption to global shipping that's gone on with the Houthis and the normal, you know, Suez Canal shipping. The amount of fuel that's being, by the way, inflation is going to be up simply because of the Gaza conflict, because the shipping container ships are going all the way around South Africa.
I saw a chart of that.
So there's more cost to shipping there, and if you don't think that's like a quarter point inflation, you're not paying attention. It's more gas to get stuff from A to B that people are going to be buying. And so again, I think Erik Prince has a point. Will it happen right then? I don't know. Or is he just trying, Pat, to put it out there and to make sure that the news cycle grabs it and that government is paying attention?
I don't know why he would do that. What would be the motive of doing something like that for him? I know what his business model is. I know how he makes money. I know what he's doing. But there's a part of it that, you know, I have a bipolar opinion on this. Here's what my thoughts are on this. One, I believe on one end, China or whoever else it is sitting there saying, okay, what is Biden up to anyways? Like, when did he even say anything? Like, think about it. If there's one thing about Biden, you don't even know what the guy's up to right now.
He's on 37% of his presidency.
Of his vacation.
Weird.
So we don't know what he's up to. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Like, you don't even know if the guy is around, okay? So if these guys want to capitalize, right now is the time to do it. Because if Xi sits there and says, okay, if we don't do it now, and Trump gets elected, they're definitely not going to be able to do it under Trump.
Never.
So that means the next time they're going to be able to invade Taiwan is going to be what, Tom? 2029? Let's just say, right? 2029 is the...
If a certain person is elected, they ain't crossing that straight.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that certain person is Trump, if Trump gets elected till 2029. On the other side, there's a part of me that also is sitting there thinking that a Xi or China wants a Trump to be president. Because there's a part of it where at least when you got a guy that you can talk to and communicate, you can at least know where they're at and get shit done. If you're not communicating with a Biden, you can't get nothing done. Okay, like for example, when I'm doing business deals and I would much rather get a hold of an asshole than have a guy I'm negotiating with that I can never get a hold of the sweetheart. I don't know if that makes sense. So when you're negotiating with the guy, I'm like, okay, I already know that guy's an asshole. But guess what? He picks up the call, okay? But the other guy, he acts like he's a sweetheart. I never trust him. Nothing comes out of his mouth, do I believe. He's shifty. He's dodgy. He's always getting others to talk to me. He doesn't want to talk to me himself. I can't do a deal with you. I don't want to talk to you. Perfect example I'll give you out of a movie. Go to the movie Air, okay? Air is about what? Michael Jordan, the shoe deal, all that stuff.
Nike.
Who's the asshole in the movie? David Falk. He's the agent.
The agent.
Right? When you talk to him, how does he talk to you? You're an idiot.
dick.
You're this, you're that, piece of shit. He talks to you like that. But guess what Sonny Vicario knew? If you got on the phone with David Falk was driven by what? Results. So David Falk is the guy he had to close to get the family to want to meet with him because he knew David Falk picks up the call. Deal makers don't care if the other deal maker is an asshole. They just care if he picks up the damn call. And if I'm a G, I don't believe Biden's picking up the call. What do you think the communication right now with world leaders are with Biden? Honestly, think about it. What do you think world leaders, say you are Putin, say you are Trump, say you are Kim, say you are, Maduro, take anybody, take any world leader right now. What do you think is the level of accessibility to Biden today?
It's zero. There are no conversations. Last time they had the G7 conference, he's standing out there, and even Macron came back out and said, well, we understand what the United States stands for, but there was no discussion of what any discussion for. Zero. Zero.
Do you think, I was just going to say, he's not communicating. Let's just pick Putin. There's absolutely no way he's having a conversation with him. Go ahead.
Sorry, but didn't Biden and Xi just meet like a month ago?
Yeah, there's a difference to just meet.
I mean, the photo op in San Francisco.
Yeah, but you pick up to do a deal, right? Okay. I'm asking a question. If you think they are, then great. What do you think the level of accessibility with Trump was? Meaning, and here's how I gauge accessibility. When I talk to my sales leaders, one of the biggest mistakes sales leaders make is they don't call their clients back and they don't call their sales guys back quickly. So, for example, like, I'm so busy. Bullshit, you're not busy. Call your guy back. He called you. Why are you taking 3 days to get back to your client? Call him back. He's your best sales guy. Give him a call, right? So, no, I'm just so busy. I got so much shit. No, you don't. A great sales leader is always accessible to his best salespeople. A terrible sales leader is always acting like they're busy and they never get back to people, right? What do you think? It's a basic question. By the way, Rob, can you run a... And if you're listening to this, just post a question. If you're even, the guy, most likely we're even talking to ourselves, knowing what's going on with YouTube today. But if you are able to listen to this, okay, so I want you to think about this here. How long? Let's run a data. You're Xi, you're Putin, you're Zelensky, you're whoever. You're a world leader, top 10, top 20 world leader. Erdogan, put the most influential world leaders.
All right.
2 case studies. You say, Mary, get a hold of the president. I need to speak with Mr. President Biden or Trump. From the moment that statement is made to getting on the phone, how long do you think until you get a hold of Trump? How long do you think until you get a hold of Biden?
Wow.
You understand the question I'm asking, right? I want you to think about this, Tom. What do you think is, from the moment a world leader asks their chief of staff, I want to get a hold of the leader of the free world in U.S., case study, Trump, Biden, how long does it take to get a hold of him?
I think Trump under 5 minutes. I think Biden, God knows what they're going to do. I think somebody else is going to be on that phone call.
What do you think the number is?
I'm with that. I think the G7, the G7 economic players, I think it's like within 2 hours. Whatever he's doing, they're going to find a buffer between it, and he's on the phone. He's on the phone. You know what I mean? Like if Trump was here doing a speech, he's doing this, and then boom. I think as soon as he has a buffer in the schedule, he's on that phone.
Okay, give me timeline.
Within 2 hours. I think G7 calls.
Trump?
Australia,
Trump 2 hours.
Canada,
What do you think Biden
UK.
is?
Biden?
Honestly.
Biden to get Biden on there, it's probably about an hour and a half. Hi, this is Hunter. Routing number and account number, please.
No, but what do you think it is, though? On a serious note, like jokes aside, Tom, what do you think it is?
Biden, I don't think you can get a hold of him same week. And I think it's going to be a policy wonk and like Secretary of State.
So I think Biden is a day or two. I think Trump is a couple hours. Now, here's the thing. In the world of getting shit done, okay, were you going to give a number or you don't have?
I agree with you. I think Trump's a deal maker, the art of the deal. He's going to pick up the phone. He might even just call your ass.
That's what I was gonna say.
But that's what I'm saying to you. But in the world of negotiation and getting deals done, in startup, Tom, I always say this: a minute is an hour is a day is a week is a month is a quarter is a year. You lose a quarter, you lose the year, okay? But when you're dealing with diplomacy and world affairs, a freaking minute is like, let's go. We got to get on a call right now. It could be a war. It could be 10,000 people dying. It could be a guy pressing a button you don't want to press. It could be all these other things that could be taking place. So to me, I think there's a part of the whole China-Taiwan thing that I think Trump, Xi, wants a Trump type because at least he gets to win or lose based on how good of a negotiator Xi is. I think Xi wants to negotiate with somebody, and I don't think he negotiate with Biden.
I'm going to give you one thing.
Go ahead. Give it.
So we're talking about U.S. and China right here. We're talking about Biden, whether it's Trump, whether China attacks. But obviously there's a third party involved. Who's the third party? Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know, it turns out they have a say in this matter. Pat, you highlighted something very interesting yesterday. You said, what percentage of the world is holding elections in 2024?
It was a bunch of them. 40
plus 3.2 billion possible voters, $44 trillion of the world economy.
Pretty impressive. Yeah. You know what? You know who's on that list? Taiwan.
Yes, they are.
Do you know when their election is being held? Next week.
Oh, wow.
How about that? How about that? Catch me outside in Taiwan. So their election is January 13th, 2024. By the time this video comes out, we're 1 week away. Okay, we're 1 week away. They have a three-party system in Taiwan. Don't ask me why I know this, but I've done some research. So the current party is the president is the Democratic Progressive Party. So they have the progressive wing, they have the moderate wing, and they have the right wing. Turns out, it's like super progressive, moderate, conservative party here in America. There you go, right there. So that's the president there on the left, the president Tsai Ing-wen. Okay. Anyway,
I mean, you tried. It's not like
I tried my best.
Food,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But the point is, they have an election.
Yeah.
And it turns out there is no appetite amongst all three parties to do any deal with China. You know, because the whole argument, like, why would China attack Taiwan? Why?
They want.
We all think it's about chips.
It's market share, chips,
Market share
power,
and chips and economic power. But Taiwan was part of China at one point. Right? The one China policy, just as Hong Kong was, right? We've seen what happened when Hong Kong basically let China basically get their tentacles back on them. There he is, Lang Jite. Okay, my guy.
My guy.
My guy, my buddy. But even on the right wing of the party, the Taiwan People's Party, I believe that's what it is, there's no appetite to be a part of China. That's traditionally was what their stance was, that they actually wanted to be more closely aligned with China. And it turns out that the young people, 2% of young people under 30 in Taiwan want anything to do with China. There's zero appetite within Taiwan to be a part of China. This is like saying Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
One of our 50 states, we're like, yeah, they're part of the union. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, we're good, bro. We're doing our own thing over here in Hawaii. It's like, no, you're part of America. You're part of China, Taiwan. No, we're good on that. So we're going to see what happens in a week. We're going to see what party wins. We're going to see what platform that they're basically endorsing for their people, because they have a vote there. Obviously, what's going on in this situation now if China needlessly attacks. But there's a situation of brewing. China's vision, what is it, China 2030?
Oh, God.
What was it, Pat?
Yeah,
2025.
2025?
Yeah, one China, 2025.
Okay, but that got pushed back a little bit.
Made in China 2025.
That got pushed back a little bit due to COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm labeling it 2030. By that point, either Trump or Biden.
You just changed it for China? So
I just
you
did it
became
for
Xi.
Yeah, I just did it for
Yeah.
Your power is amazing.
And by the way,
they're done. Well, that was their motto pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Clearly, they've taken a major hit. Their economy's crumbling. Unemployment, youth unemployment. China's a mess right now. Evergrande, the real estate situation, they're sort of a paper tiger at this point. But I'm moving it to 2030. I just made that official. But by 2030, Trump nor Biden will be the president. That's a fact.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Well, and you guys, who mentioned it? Because you guys are talking about Biden, who will pick up the phone. So Biden, you guys hear there was a report that Biden, when he met Xi, he thought it was Jackie Chan. He was like, "I loved you in Russia." He's like, no, that's not me. And that the whole anyway. But here's my
I just bullshitted in that 2030. That was bullshit.
But here's my question to you: Trump wins. Trump wins. Trump wins this cycle. How do you think his relationship be? I'm being genuine. What's his relationship going to be with China and Xi, considering he was talking shit about trade, he held them accountable, then all of a sudden COVID leaked from this lab, basically got Trump out. How do you think that relationship is going to be? Is he going to go back to F you, hold them accountable? That's going to be a dangerous relationship.
You're always going to prefer a guy you can get on a phone to negotiate with than one you can't.
Rob, go back to the story.
No, I agree, but what I'm asking you, Pat, is...
What I think is going to happen, I think Trump's going to play ball. I think Trump's going to go out there and impose and challenge. And You know, he in his card, he knows what China's going to fear. China's going to fear an investigation into Wuhan lab. And because of that, Trump's going to get a good deal for America because he's going to put that to him and say, listen, don't make me want to go investigate what happened with COVID because you destroyed the world. Don't make me go there. And that's his card to negotiate with. That's what a negotiator's going to do. He's going to hold down to that card.
Rob, go back to those charts where it said who did the people of Taiwan want a relationship with. It was the blue chart and a green chart, and it was like 82% wanted relationship with you. There it is. So these are the people of Taiwan. They get a vote. So let's just talk about.
This is my
We're going to
point.
talk about
Thank
the
you, Tom.
U.S. We'll talk about China. How about the people of Taiwan that live there?
Exactly.
Have a favorable view of the United States. 68% of China. 35%. Almost 2-1. It says support closer economic ties with United States. 85%. China. 52%.
Yep.
Support closer political ties with 79%. China, 36%.
What's your point, though?
Yeah.
If Trump gets elected and he wants to put the USS Enterprise on the coast of Taiwan, the people are going to be waving little flags and they're going to want us there. You know, this.
That's the part why I'm bipolar with this, Tom. There's a part of me that's kind of like, you know, but Xi is going to be like, why are you getting involved with my ex? Why are you getting involved with my kids? Why are you getting involved with my kids? These are my kids. Okay, stop getting involved in our divorce. Stop getting involved in our this. That's kind of what China views this because Taiwan used to be part of them. So to them, it's kind of like leave this relationship alone.
Well, they actually sent Chiang Kai-shek. They exiled them to frickin' Taiwan. That's how this whole thing started. It was something they didn't want. It was the equivalent of, it was Hillary Clinton and the deplorables China version. You go over there, you get out of here. You're not part of China. You're exiled over here.
Well,
there it is.
back to Vinny's point about Trump's relationship with Xi in China. Rob, if you can check this, I think I'm right. I could be wrong. On Trump's first day in office, he called or took a phone call with the president of Taiwan, and he called them there it is. On December 2nd, Donald Trump wrote on Twitter, the president of Taiwan called me to wish me congratulations on winning the presidency. Thank you. So this is a month into his presidency. And then hours later, interesting how the U.S. tells Taiwan sells billions of dollars of military equipment, but I could not accept the congratulatory call. Because basically Xi was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Taiwan is part of China. Don't be taking phone calls from their president. You take the phone call from me. I remember this was big news back in 2016.
Yeah.
Big news. Okay, yeah, it's in Wikipedia. It's just called The Call.
The Call.
After the call on December 2nd, okay, there it is right there. Trump then what? Raised down on Twitter. Did Rob Punchin, did China ask us if I was okay devalue their currency if it make it hard for our companies to compete, heavily tax our products going to their country? The U.S. doesn't tax them or build a massive military complex. So the point is, this situation with Taiwan, it was brewing since day one of the Trump administration. So we'll see if there's an Act 2 coming up in 2024.
I hope pandemic number 2 doesn't come out of there.
my God.
So, yeah.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.